Fortunately for those of us from the rock and roll era, hearing aids have drastically improved both in function and appearance over the last several years. Our next guest, Dr. Katy Sullivan, is an audiologist, and she specializes in the needs of the hearing impaired children and adults at the Providence Speech and Hearing Center right here in the city of Orange. Thanks for coming, Katy.
Thank you for having me.
You know, in my practice, I have maybe 20% of the patients have hearing aids, and I would say 90% of them are unhappy with them. And I guess maybe you can enlighten us, maybe they're not getting fitted properly or getting them done at the right place. But I really wonder, is hearing loss really increasing in the population now? Are boomers really at risk?
Absolutely, yes. Noise-induced hearing loss from all the rock and roll music that they heard without hearing protection. It's one of the biggest reasons for adults with hearing loss. So there is an increase as we get older. We're living longer. We do have hearing loss. And then the noise that we used to hear, it's all adding up.
So we can expect our kids who have been exposed to even higher decibels and listen to more music and have iPods, this and that, you think there's going to be even a worse problem?
Yes. In fact, just last week I had a second grader with noise-induced hearing loss.
Wow.
Wore the iPods way too loud in his ears.
Is that right? Second grade?
Yes. So
Now,
we have to really be careful, protect our hearing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, everybody has iPods, and it's even just growing more and more. What about medications? Are there any specific medications that people should worry about?
Yes. Any type of medication should definitely be talked about with their physician. Something as simple as aspirin, and too much aspirin could cause a side effect of hearing loss called tinnitus, and it's just very dangerous to take too much aspirin. Other medications, very strong antibiotics, even chemotherapy, it all affects the hearing.
Now explain, what is tinnitus?
Tinnitus is a ringing or buzzing noise in your ears, and sometimes it goes right hand in hand with hearing loss. Sometimes it's the very first sign that you may have a hearing impairment. So if you have tinnitus or the ringing or buzzing noises, then you should talk to your physician about it and actually get your hearing tested.
So that would be a signal that this is possibly a warning sign. Say if you have no symptoms, when do you think an adult should start getting tested for their hearing?
You know, that's a good question. I think if you can't remember your last hearing test, or maybe even back in high school, it's probably time to get your hearing tested. Simply as a baseline for future tests, so you can compare. If you have any symptoms of your ears, ringing or buzzing, then you want to get your hearing tested too. We test hearing of all ages, so it's never too young to get your hearing tested.
What about the, is there any evidence that if you, say you're starting to have hearing loss, and then you start to use a hearing aid, does it slow the hearing loss process in some by any measure?
You know, that's a good question. If you have family history of hearing loss, it's not going to slow it down. It's inevitable. But if you do something about your hearing, whether turn it down, turn the volume down and protect your hearing, or get a hearing aid, it could help you to understand much better, so you're not as frustrated with not being able to hear and understand.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about the dissatisfaction I see in a lot of my patients? I mean, they come in and they have the hearing aids, they're buzzing. We can't carry on a conversation. It really interferes with our practice, and I have to put my stethoscope on their ears, and I talk into the other end. It sounds bizarre, but it works. And I said, geez, you got these hearing aids? And they said, well, I just spent, you know, this amount of money. But some of them, I think, I see them advertised in newspapers and magazines, and they order them over the internet. That can't possibly be a good way to get this done. Is that right?
I agree with you. You should start with your physician and get a referral for a diagnostic evaluation. There are so many new technologies with hearing aids, both the size and the shape of the hearing aids. Now they're all digital, so the sound quality is wonderful. And they come in different sizes. I brought a selection for you here to look at.
I'm very vain, so this is great interest to me. I don't know if I need hearing aids yet, but can you show us some of this stuff here?
We could start with a hearing test for you. This one is actually the size of a dime, very small.
That is small.
And let me hold it so you can see here. One of these hearing aids is Bluetooth compatible.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, now with the baby boomers like you had mentioned, everyone is technologically advanced. And with the Bluetooth earbuds in your cell phones, now this is compatible. So this streamer works wirelessly with this hearing aid, and you'd be able to press a button to answer your phone. You
Wow.
hear the phone conversation in your hearing aids without any wires.
Wow,
This is
that
a
is
wonderful
fantastic.
technology, yes.
Show me how that goes in your ear.
Yes,
Is
in
it easy to
fact,
put
I
in?
should. It's very easy to put in and is very cosmetically appealing. So once you get it in,
Let me see. Wow, you don't even see it.
hold that back there.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
even
isn't
see
that
it.
nice?
That is really nice.
And so you can hear and understand
You don't-
much better, and someone
to-
won't even know that you have a hearing aid in.
That has to be a major attraction for people.
It really is.
especially
It's a
vain people like
cosmetically
myself. Yeah.
appealing feature. Now, for me, the performance of the hearing aid is the most important thing. But now if we can solve cosmetic features and give you great performance with these advanced digital hearing aids, it's a win-win
I
situation.
never realized I've not seen them that small. If they do it, if they've had them, I guess I didn't notice them. But most of them have been big and bulky. And so, what are these other things that you have here?
Well, in order to prevent having a hearing aid, if it's possible, you should protect your hearing. These here are musician earplugs, and they're great for going to a concert, or if you're in a high school band, or if you're going to a movie. Movies nowadays are very noisy.
So these are custom fits. So,
They are,
so you
and
make
they're
a mold of
filtered.
these.
Exactly. I can put this one in as well. And so it lowers it to a softer level, but this filter keeps it to a flat attenuation or flat softness so that you'd be able to hear and still understand at a much safer level.
So, but if you go to a concert, do you want to really do that? I mean, does it? You lose the tones of the?
Not
and
with
the
this
pitch
one. This is a musician's earplug.
Wow.
So a lot of musicians use this and they're protecting their hearing. This other one is not musician's earplug. It's more of just a noise earplug. And I'm patriotic, and I've got red, white, and blue. You can have them in any color. This is the color that I chose for those that go to spinning class or aerobics class, so they can put them in. And they're all custom made, so they're very comfortable in your ears, and there's no reason not to protect your hearing now.
And the last one is hooked up to a iPod, I see.
Yes, it is. These generic earbuds with iPods just don't fit in my ears. This
Yeah,
also
they
was my
don't fit
cell
in
phone.
anybody's ears, you're right.
Yeah, one size doesn't fit all. So I have these adapters, and I'm able to listen. Any type of telecommunications person or even a music enthusiast, they can use this, not turning it up too loud, but they can use these iPod adapters. So for your cell phone or for your iPod or even your Bluetooth headset, you
And this
can
is
have
what you would
this.
make. You make these in your.
I do, yes.
What are those cost about?
The earbuds themselves are, I believe, $110 a
Oh,
pair.
that's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's not bad at all. The musician's earplugs are slightly more, but if it protects your hearing, that is priceless.
Yeah. And talking about price, what is the range of these devices?
Well, for the latest technology right now, it is about $3,000 for one hearing aid. Typically, you do have hearing loss in both ears, and so it'd be about $6,000 for the pair of
For the
hearing
very
aids.
top of the line thing.
Absolutely.
And so, and Providence Speech and Hearing is a unique place because it's a nonprofit, but you have all the latest state-of-the-art material there, right?
That is right, yes. And I have an amazing staff that we're all doctors of audiology or we're working on our doctorate degree. So we have intelligent professionals with state-of-the-art equipment, and it's nice because we can pick up the patient's needs, and that's our primary concern.
Well, this has been very interesting. I learned a lot, and when I'm ready for a hearing aid, I'm going to come to you because I want that one.
All right,
I
well, very
I want the
good.
Bluetooth. Thanks so much for coming today. It was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.